Evening, guys. Yes, I know, highly unlikely that I post a video in the evening, but I got a lot of emails today about this and asking questions and wanted kind of an explanation on what's going on. So thought I'd post this one up real quick here so you guys catch it before the morning. That is, of course, if we don't get a plethora of Karens like came out today on a video I posted 5 days ago about the whole burning firewood or wood burning furnaces in New York. Apparently you got all the Karens in the world came out and said, "Oh, this isn't true. This isn't true." Until you go look at the link that I put there, to read exactly what happened. I love the people who comment and go, "Oh yes," and the Senate is, and according to my legislator, they're not considering any bills like this right now. No, they're not, because it was signed into law in 2019. They're not considering anything new right now because it's already a law that's going into effect, but that's beside the point. Okay, so to all the Karens that are here, hi. What I want to talk about, what you guys asked about, was Schumer and the filibuster vote that he said late this afternoon he is going to push to go to vote on the 17th. Okay. Now, the reason they want to do this is because they're trying to ram through the John Lewis Voting Rights Act. Okay. And I really don't have to go into too much detail on it probably, but basically what they want to do is make permanent everything that we had a couple of years ago in regards to casting your ballot. We'll just leave it at that. Okay, the rest of it you guys can figure out. Well, Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin are, of course, against changing it from 60 votes to 50. Okay, because if it's 50 votes, then of course, if you got all the Democrats to sign on, and the cackling hen is the tiebreaker, and she puts up and says, "Okay, the filibuster's over." Now, here's what I want you guys to think about. There's a couple of reasons. What is the ulterior motive here? Okay, because the longest filibuster ever was 24 hours and 18 minutes. Okay, that was Strom Thurmond, the guy who was the KKK guy, against the Civil Rights Act in 1957. All right. Now, big deal. You want to put it up to vote? Let them filibuster it, okay? Unless somebody breaks the record and goes for a little more than one day, who cares? You make the vote the next day. Not a big freaking deal. So, what's the ulterior motive? Why do they want to do this? I wish I had an answer. Now, the funny thing that I find about this is you got to have complete blinders on and be an absolute moron or have the initials AOC to think that the Democrats are going to hold Congress a year from now. Okay. I mean, it's pretty much already a foregone conclusion that this is not going to be a green wave. It's going to be, not going to be a red wave. It's going to be a red tsunami come November. Yeah, I know. And some of you guys are going to say, "Oh, but that's if the elections happen." I told you guys on the 1st, yes, I think they will. Okay, but beside the point. Well, here's the thing. If anybody remembers Harry Reid, the knucklehead that just died the other day, former senator from Nevada, who at the time was the majority leader. Well, back when he was Senate Majority Leader, the Democrats, when they had control of both houses of Congress, changed the rules on approving judges from 60 votes to a simple majority, 50 plus 1. Okay. And that was great. They got everything they wanted to do. And then what happened? The next election, oops, the Democrats lost control of Congress. Go down a few years, and all of a sudden, Donald Trump is in the White House, and we have Supreme Court Justice after Supreme Court Justice after Supreme Court Justice, and he got 3 through. Why? Because of Harry Reid changing the rules that it only took 50 plus 1 to confirm a judge. Schumer is trying to do the exact same thing. And this goes into what I said in a video a couple of weeks ago, where watch out this year because the Democrats are now a cornered animal and they are going to get crazy in trying to push through anything and everything that they can in regards to their radical agenda. This is the beginning of it. They know they have no future after November, at least for 2 years and probably for 6 to 10. Okay, because if anybody thinks that Biden or Harris or any of the other cast of clowns that the Democrats is going to run in 2024 has a chance of winning, they're smoking crack. But so why would they want to change the filibuster, or why would they want to change the voting down to 50 votes? Good question. Because then they can shove all this crazy crap through. Now, apparently there is renewed talks with Joe Manchin about passing Build Back Better. Okay? Haven't heard anything on Kyrsten Sinema yet on this one, so they're still at 48, plus they need 2 more, plus Kamala Harris. But Manchin looks like he's going to cave a little bit. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Okay? If he does, he's basically writing his retirement papers because guaranteed West Virginia says, see you, Joe, because, part of Build Back Better is, destroying the coal industry, which, I don't know, happens to be the majority of West Virginia's economy. So what does this mean? What are we trying to get accomplished, or what are the Democrats trying to get accomplished with this change the filibuster? They are trying to do whatever they can to make the 2022 elections, let alone the 2024 elections, as chaotic as possible, okay? Because you can already bet they've got teams of lawyers all over the place trying to figure out how to do stuff. And y'all know there's a lot that I can't say, and I'm hoping you can figure out what I'm trying to say. But that's what they're doing. They're going to try to ram this through as fast as they can to the point where it can't be overturned, I guess, if you will. And that way they can do whatever they find they need to maintain the majority in 2022. Now, news is coming out today. I won't necessarily, it hasn't been ruled official yet, but there's a lot of talk that came out in the news today that Nancy Pelosi is retiring after the 2022 midterms. Okay. Yes, I know. Paul Ryan retired after the Republicans got their ass handed to him. It was pretty much his fault. Nancy Pelosi, you're going to get your ass handed to you. And I'd say it's yours, Schumer's, and Biden's fault. Pretty much can't blame anybody else. You're the leadership. But you don't run away from that job, especially when you've had it twice, Nancy, okay? And you love ruling with that iron fist. But you don't run away when you think you're going to win. So somehow, some way, either you're going to lose, your party, I mean, or you're trying to manipulate the data. But that's what's going on with the filibuster, guys. So, I know it's not a prepping video, but a lot of you guys asked me what was going on. And so I thought I'd kind of give you the explanation and kind of the little background to what I think, at least. So have a good evening. We'll see y'all in the morning. Pinball out.